Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Hello and welcome back. Today I'd like to talk to you about getting dressed. It's something that happens to all of us every single morning, yet we rarely actually talk about it as the powerful practice that it truly is. We all get dressed every day, and we all have a reason for putting on the clothes that we do. Think about the last time you had a genuinely difficult day. Maybe you were anxious, overwhelmed, or just moving through the world, feeling heavier than usual. What were you wearing? Were you in clothes that felt comforting, like you were wrapping yourself in something safe? Or were you tugging at an outfit that made everything feel a bit harder because you felt self-conscious of it and uncomfortable? Many people consider fashion to be superficial and vain. Getting dressed isn't about vanity, though. It is a foundational practice for your mental well-being. We tend to treat fashion as frivolous, something that's shallow and it doesn't really matter. But your brain, your nervous system, your emotional state treat what you wear as genuinely significant. Today I'm exploring how your daily wardrobe choices will either support or undermine your confidence, your mood, and your ability to show up as your best self. And by the end of this episode, you'll have some practical ways to use getting dressed as a tool for mental resilience. I want to walk you through 4 things. First, the science behind why what you actually wear matters. Then I'll look at how clothing becomes emotional regulation, how you can use your wardrobe strategically to shift how you feel. Third, I want to acknowledge that sometimes our focus on appearance can become harmful rather than helpful, and it's important to acknowledge that. And finally, I'm sharing a practical way to build a wardrobe that genuinely supports your mental health, not stresses it. Getting dressed is one of the very first decisions you will make each day. Perhaps you do it before you've even had your morning coffee, before you've really engaged with the world. It's almost automatic, maybe. But that's the thing. Rituals, even small ones, matter far more than we give them credit for. There is solid research showing that rituals provide genuine psychological benefit. They create structure, they offer predictability, and they give us a sense of agency when so much of our life feels beyond our control. As human beings, we thrive on routine. Getting dressed is a ritual. It happens in roughly the same sequence, in the same space, with the same intention, or lack of intention, every day. So are you doing this on autopilot, reaching out for whatever's closest and clean? Or are you making a deliberate choice about how you want to feel today? The distinction matters. When you're intentional about getting dressed, you're not just putting on clothes. You're actually sending a signal to your nervous system. As you know, if you've been in my space for a while, enclothed cognition is fascinating. The idea that what you wear influences your psychological processes and how you perform. Clothing doesn't just change how other people see you, it changes how you see yourself. And that shift in self-perception actually alters how your brain functions. In my son's rugby team, for example, they've recently made a move to wearing warm-up shirts before playing a match. They wear them, obviously, for the warm-up, and then, 5 minutes before the match is due to start, they change into their match shirts. Psychologically, this is crucial, and it gives them an upper hand. When they're wearing their warm-up shirts, they're mentally ready for a warm-up, they're getting ready. And then, when they're ready to play the game, to get mentally switched on and focus on playing a match competitively, they put their match shirts on. They then become ready. They have symbolic meaning. The shirts and the routine of putting them on and changing from the warm-up shirt to the match shirt has symbolic meaning and is a ritual. So how does our wardrobe actually influence our nervous system? Well, practically, different textures, different colours, different fits all trigger different responses in your body. Think about soft fabrics. There's lots of research showing that softer textures actually activate your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest kind of mode, when everything calms and slows down. So the fabric literally calms you down. That's why we instinctively reach for soft sweatshirts or cozy cardigans and chunky knits when we're feeling stressed or in need of comfort. Our bodies are seeking comfort at a neurological level. Structured tailor pieces do something different. They create a feeling of containment, of being held together and polished. Many women describe this as feeling more professional or capable, and so we put these pieces on to go to work when we're in a mindset of being professional and needing to be capable. Neither option is better, it depends on what you need for that day. And this is why the choice that we make and what we put on every day does have a reason, whether you're aware of it or not. Think about one outfit that always makes you feel good. What textures and shapes are involved? The next time you wear it, think about whether or not you're standing differently. Do you feel different? This is valuable information about what your nervous system is responding to. Colours also trigger emotional and psychological responses, and they are used cleverly in marketing for this reason. Red, for instance, actually increases your heart rate and blood pressure. It's associated with energy and confidence, as well as aggression and power. Blue calms you down and is linked with stability and trust. Yellow is uplifting and associated with joy and happiness. And black can feel powerful and grounding, like a suit of armour, although it can also feel quite heavy if you're already depleted and feeling depressed. I know in my own life, I'll reach for cosy jumpers when I'm feeling like that. And when I want to feel powerful, I quite often do wear black. I feel polished in it. And when I'm just feeling happy and content, quite often I'll wear pinks and blues. And I naturally gravitate towards soft pastels, which do actually reflect my personality. You can use colour intentionally. On a day when you're facing something challenging, you might choose a colour that naturally lifts you slightly. Think about what colours you feel best in. On a day when you need to feel grounded and powerful, choose something that creates that feeling. Browns and greens are earthy colours and work really well for grounding, and the power might come from red or black. In this way, you can be strategic about your own well-being. The way our clothes fit affects our experience of wearing them. This is something that often gets overlooked. How your clothing actually fits on your body directly affects how you feel and how you feel in your body. Clothes that are too tight create a constant low-level physical discomfort. Your nervous system stays slightly activated all day. You're aware of them, you're distracted. You're more irritable, more tense, and less able to be present. Clothes that are too loose or baggy can make you feel shapeless and frumpy and disconnected from your body. That has its own psychological impact too. When something fits just right, when you can move freely, when you're aware of your body in a positive way, you can actually be more present and grounded. You won't be thinking about your clothes and you can concentrate on the task at hand. Pay attention to how you feel in different pieces. Which fit and cut of clothing makes you feel most like yourself? This is valuable information for building a wardrobe that actually supports you. So now we've covered a bit about why this matters neurologically. Let's talk about how you can use your wardrobe deliberately to manage your emotional state. Every morning you have an opportunity. You can either drift into whatever feels easiest, or you can make a conscious choice about how you want to show up. Are you going to dress that day to reflect your mood or to influence your mood? And when you do that consciously, when you pause for just a moment and think about what you actually need from the day, you're engaging in an act of self-regard. You're saying, my well-being matters. What I need today is important. You're telling yourself that you matter and your well-being matters. You're building self-trust and self-worth and confidence. This sounds simple, but it's actually quite powerful. And what about comfort? I think sometimes we dismiss comfort as not caring about how we look. Maybe you imagine comfort as being pajamas or a baggy tracksuit or leggings. But comfort is absolutely a legitimate strategy, especially during difficult times. If you're grieving or dealing with illness or moving through a genuinely hard time, wearing things that feel physically comforting is self-compassion. A big chunky jumper or cardigan feels like wearing a hug. The jeans that fit you just right and aren't too tight round the waist and don't pinch anywhere. The soft dress that doesn't restrict your breathing and you just feel comfortable. These are not lazy choices, they're strategic choices that support your nervous system when your emotional resources are already stretched thin. And you don't have to wear tatty things. You don't have to wear old leggings. Wear some nice leggings with a nice cashmere jumper. Surround yourself in comfort and luxury. Try and up-level your comfort, and then you'll feel good about it too. On hard days, you do not need to look polished. You need to feel supported and use your clothes to build resilience. There are certain situations where what you wear can genuinely help you navigate difficulty. For important meetings where you need to feel grounded and capable, there's usually an outfit for that. For having a difficult conversation where you need to feel protected and strong and confident, wear pieces that make you feel strong and confident. When you're returning after something significant has changed, perhaps returning to work after illness or after losing someone, or even after maternity leave, getting dressed with intention on that day matters. In this way, your clothes function as psychological support whilst you use your brain power to navigate the tricky situations you find yourself in. Think about what's coming up in your next week. Is there something that feels challenging? What would it feel like to choose clothes that can support you through these challenging moments? And also, we all have days where getting dressed just feels too hard to think about. Days where perhaps we wear the same outfit we wore yesterday and we throw on the same jeans and the same jumper. Perhaps days when comfort is literally the only requirement. We don't need to look polished every single day. Life isn't linear and our mental health isn't linear. Some days we just manage to get through and we don't thrive, and we need to give ourselves space and grace to do this, and equally use our wardrobe to help with that. A healthy relationship with your wardrobe includes grace for those days. Self-compassion includes accepting that not every day is a polished day and being okay with that. But what about on the other side, when fashion becomes a burden? For some women, getting dressed isn't empowering, it's genuinely anxiety-inducing. I'm sure we have all stood in front of our wardrobe and felt anxiety building. Perhaps you're thinking nothing looks good, you don't know what's appropriate, don't know what to wear, everyone else will look better, you get hung up on your body and the things that you don't like, and you worry about making the wrong choice. Suddenly, a simple daily task becomes a significant source of stress. This often comes from perfectionism, the belief that perhaps there is a right answer and you're going to get it wrong. And social media has made this much worse. We're constantly exposed to carefully curated outfit content, the hashtag outfit of the day culture, the haul videos, the befores and afters. And it creates a constant low-level anxiety. Even subconsciously, you might not be aware of this, but you might be holding on to the idea that you have to look a certain way and you have to keep up. You begin to wonder if your style's outdated or do you look good enough? Research on social media is really clear. High exposure to appearance-focused content correlates with increased anxiety and lower self-esteem, especially when we're comparing ourselves to idealized, often digitally altered images. Your actual life doesn't need to look like Instagram. It needs to feel good. One thing that can help with this is having a capsule wardrobe. By limiting your choices, you stand a much greater chance of being happy with the decision you made and believing that you made the right choice. Many successful businesswomen and men choose to wear a uniform to work, or they choose from a capsule. And by wearing the same thing, they know how they're going to feel, they know how they're going to look, and it's one less decision they have to make that day. If you find that your entire mood depends on your outfit getting compliments, and you need that external validation to feel okay about yourself, then that's a bit of a red flag. That's when fashion and what you wear has crossed from being supportive to something more problematic. There's quite a difference between I feel good in this outfit and that supports my confidence today, to I can only feel good about myself if I look perfect and get external validation through compliments. The first is healthy, the second is dependency. It's important that you are happy with it, not other people. If you do find yourself thinking in the second way, then use that as information. That is telling you that something needs to change. Another trap is around identity crisis, when your entire identity becomes wrapped up in being stylish. What happens when you can't maintain that? Or you just have a day where you just don't want to? Do you feel you have to? Maybe you become a parent and you're exhausted, and wearing stylish clothes isn't practical when you have toddlers with messy food and paint everywhere. Maybe you're dealing with health stuff and you need to wear certain clothes through practicality. Maybe you're just busy. If your sense of self is dependent on the way you look, those life changes become identity crises. A truly healthy relationship with fashion allows for seasons, for evolution, for days when you just need to be comfortable, and for when life happens. Okay, so what about actually building a relationship with fashion that supports your mental health and does not stress it? This is how I approach getting dressed as a mental health practice. Before you even open your wardrobe, pause for 30 seconds. Just check in with yourself. I actually like to do this after my alarm goes off. My alarm goes off, and then I just take 5 minutes to come round, wake up a bit, and think about my day ahead. Think about how I'm feeling in that moment, and think about what I have ahead of me. What do I need from the day? I'll think about whether or not I need energy. Do I need to feel comfortable? Do I need to feel confident today? Perhaps I might be doing a webinar or talking to people. Do I need to feel grounded and calm? Do I need protection? Then I choose my outfit based on that need. I also consider practical things like, am I walking the dog first? Do I need to wear those clothes first? And then, instead of staying in my dog walking clothes all day, I will change and dress for the intention for the rest of my day. If you're feeling anxious, you might reach for soft, comforting fabrics and familiar pieces. In this way, you're dressing to reflect your mood as well as comfort you. If you're feeling low in energy, you might choose a colour that uplifts you slightly. In this way, you're dressing to influence your mood. Perhaps it's personal, perhaps you're presenting to the board, perhaps you're meeting a new client for the first time. You might choose your power outfit, the one that makes you feel at your very best. So tomorrow morning, try just spending 30 seconds even. Check in with yourself before you get dressed. Notice how you feel. I think everyone needs an anti-anxiety outfit. This is an outfit that will fit perfectly. It works for the majority of your life situations and occasions. It makes you feel good about yourself and it requires zero thought. On the days when you just can't make that decision, when you just don't have the bandwidth, you need to have a reliable, safe choice. This is your anchor. For some women, it's perhaps a pair of nice black jeans and a quality jumper. For others, it's a certain dress. Or it could be some well-fitting trousers and a favourite top that you're going to feel good in. Whatever it is for you, always have it ready. This is your safety net and your backup. This one outfit removes so much decision fatigue from your life. You can't underestimate how powerful that is for your mental health. This is why people like Steve Jobs has a certain outfit that he wears all the time. It avoids decision fatigue and removes anxiety from his life, so he can concentrate and focus on making bigger decisions. And whilst you're identifying certain pieces in your wardrobe, also identify the items that genuinely make you feel strong, capable, beautiful, and confident. I talk a lot about blazers, and for many people, they do turn to a blazer that makes them feel professional. You put it on, you're ready. Perhaps it's a dress that always makes you feel attractive and comfortable, or even a piece of jewellery with meaning. Even this morning, actually, I lost a friend yesterday, and as well as feeling the loss of another wonderful person in this world, it reminds me and makes me think about the loss of my sister. And so this morning, I chose to wear a ring of hers to just keep her with me today. Small things can make a big difference. Keep these pieces accessible. When you need a boost, you'll know exactly where to go. So right now, think about one item in your wardrobe that makes you feel genuinely good. It should be a piece that even just thinking about it will bring happiness and a smile to your face. Notice how you feel when you wear it. And if you feel fabulous, then this piece deserves a prominent place in your life. And for goodness sake, don't save it for a special occasion. Using your wardrobe as stability during life changes and challenging times is really powerful. When everything else feels uncertain, perhaps it's a change in career, maybe you've been made redundant, perhaps a relationship change, moving house even, or a loss. Your appearance can be an anchor. It's something you have control of. Maintaining the consistency in how you dress, especially leaning into pieces that feel like you. It's a reminder that you are still you. You are still here, even if everything else changes. And you have you. Research shows that during periods of high stress or transition, maintaining small familiar elements helps preserve well-being. Your wardrobe can do this job wonderfully well. And finally, you don't need to overhaul everything. Start small. If you usually wear neutral colours, add one colourful accessory, a colour that makes you feel brighter. And if you usually wear clothes to hide your body, try wearing one piece that's slightly more fitted around your favourite area. Perhaps that's a belt. Maybe it's a tighter fitting top. Maybe it's trousers that are cut slightly differently. Small wardrobe risks can actually translate to bigger life risks. When you practice showing up slightly outside of your comfort zone with your appearance, you build evidence for yourself that it is safe to do that. It builds self-trust. And next time, when you move outside of your comfort zone, you'll trust yourself that you can do that and do hard things that little bit more. It will build up your resilience. Over time, this confidence expands into other areas of your life. What is one small shift that you could make this week? Just one. Choose something that feels slightly brave, but still manageable. The key is that you have to be able to achieve it. So as we reach the end, let me bring this together. Getting dressed is not a shallow, superficial act. It's a daily opportunity to support your mental health and build psychological resilience. What you wear influences how your nervous system functions. It affects your mood, your confidence, and your ability to show up. You can use your wardrobe strategically through colour, texture, fit, all to regulate your emotions and navigate difficult moments. And at the same time, you need to guard against appearance becoming a source of anxiety rather than support. Grace, space, and permission are part of a healthy relationship with fashion. Your goal is to feel reasonably comfortable and confident in your own skin. It's choosing yourself every morning. Getting dressed with intention, even just a little bit more intention, is a form of self-care. It's a way of saying, I matter, my well-being matters, how I feel today is important to me. That quiet act of self-regard, done consistently, builds something real and powerful. If you are ready to transform getting dressed from something that stresses you into a practice that actually supports your confidence and well-being, my free guide, 5 Ways to Improve Your Style and Confidence, gives you 5 quick, practical, grounded strategies to start improving your style and your mental health. You can download it for free, and I'll leave the link in the show notes. I truly believe that style and fashion are not superficial, and what you wear matters. You are worth showing up for. Life is too short. Make the best of yourself, especially on the hard days. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.